McGregor did. It's really a trick. He gets these people to box with him. They have no business boxing with him, and he's making millions and millions of dollars doing this way after his competitive career is over. He needs that money. That money has to keep coming in if you're going to live like this.
It's absolutely, he needs money.
You think he's going
Once
broke?
Again, come on. Fighters like that.
Joe Rogan didn't exactly whisper his doubts when Floyd Mayweather's real estate claims came up. He practically leaned over the podcast table and said, "Hold on, that math doesn't add up."
Up by literally the greatest boxer of all time. Floyd was just boxing him up, which is what he does. So that's what's interesting is Floyd's making more money than anybody, and he's boxing people who have no chance of beating him. It doesn't even hurt his record. Also, money. He needs that money. That money has to keep coming in if you're going to live like this.
It's not that expensive though, but
He's only 46. But he does this with everything, man. He's got $1 million watches.
I don't think he buys every pair.
You think they give him to him?
Yeah. Because then you get a video like that.
Right. That's smart.
And then you get Floyd's Air Force Ones given away for charity. That's a tax write-off. And all sorts of things that goes into
Yeah, you
that.
got a good point. But those $1 million watches, they're not giving you.
Rogan questioned the whole narrative around Floyd, saying he owns dozens of buildings worth tens of millions, pointing out that flashy claims and verified assets are two very different things.
From being like a real exciting pressure fighter and he had a bunch of hand problems to like Money Mayweather, start talking, just boxing people's faces off. No more hand problems, much more money.
Yeah, I love what he's doing too, beating up these YouTube guys.
It's great.
I love it.
It's so funny that these guys are willing to get beat up by him.
Well, I think they're all delusional.
And one of the reasons why people watch him fight is not because he's like Mike Tyson, just goes out and destroys people. They like watching him fight because they hate him. Because he talks so much shit, and he's like, look at my $1 million watch, look at my f***ing jet, look at my house, look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed, like this is $1 million worth of watches. This watch goes for $2 million. And they're like, this is my small watch that I take sometimes, but when I'll show you, when I'll show up, I bring out the big boy and it brings out this watch that's covered in diamonds, like $5 million.
And that's where the conversation gets spicy, because Floyd built the entire Money Mayweather persona on the idea of limitless wealth, stacks of cash, luxury watches, and a financial empire that seemed untouchable, but reports floating around the business world paint a more complicated picture.
Mayweather applying for MMA license wants 6 to 8 months to train.
He's screwed.
First of all, they should give him everything they can get their greasy paws on, get him to fight Conor in an MMA fight.
You'd be screwed.
It's not just getting screwed. Like someone said it should be 1,000 to 1. That's not high enough. It's not high enough. If Conor McGregor was going to fight Floyd Mayweather in MMA, it is as close to 100% as anything ever gets ever. He's probably going to punch Conor in the face a couple of times. It's probably going to suck, but Conor's going to get a hold of him. And then he's going to be like a baby. And if that doesn't happen, he'll kick Floyd's legs out from under him. He'll kick his legs sideways. He'll kick them from the outside. He'll kick them from the inside. He'll stay way the way from any sort of a range where Floyd can punch him. It'll be a completely...
To Business Insider, 2 of Mayweather's commercial properties have already faced foreclosure, and there were even reports that his Las Vegas strip club building risked being seized over unpaid property taxes. Add to that lawsuits claiming unpaid luxury watch and jewelry bills, something Floyd has pushed back against, and suddenly the conversation turns from bragging rights to financial scrutiny.
They hit him behind the head. So Floyd fired the referee in the middle of the bout. Floyd throws this punch, and he's 100% correct. The punch landed the side of the head. It's a right hook. It's a perfect punch. And the referee was saying, watch the back of the head. He's like, what the f are you talking about? And so he kicks the guy out, and they bring in a different referee who finishes the fight. It was
also noted that 2 Trump Las Vegas condos were temporarily seized for unpaid taxes before being returned after a payment, while a massive $54 million loan reportedly used his home's private jet and businesses as collateral. Whether exaggeration or misunderstanding, the gap between the money image and these reports has definitely fueled debate that hold Joe Rogan's skepticism about Floyd's financial empire already had the conversation wobbling a bit, but then Chael Sonnen storms into the discussion like a guy who just grabbed the microphone and decided subtlety is overrated. Chael basically looks at the entire "is Floyd broke" headline and goes, why are we even pretending this is shocking?
how often you get hit versus how often you hit the other guy, he's the best ever. The way him and his uncle and his father talk, I imagine they were always super competitive from the time they were young.
Yeah.
Like he grew up being super, they're super competitive. They're competitive about talking shit. They're competitive about all kinds of things. So it's like that hive, like growing up with that all the time. And
Literally flips the question back on the audience, saying if you wake up and go to work every week because you need money, why would it suddenly be strange for a boxer to keep fighting for the same reason? And him sitting here thinking that's peak Chael logic, half brutal honesty, half troll energy. But he doesn't stop there. Chael starts dismantling the mythology around boxing paydays, pointing out that the billion-dollar earnings numbers and those gigantic pay-per-view claims often come from press releases rather than publicly confirmed financial records, when he says nobody from the companies actually processing the pay-per-views has verified those absurd figures. That line alone throws a grenade into years of boxing hype narratives.
Mayweather says he makes $300 million a month, which is $3.6 billion a year. He makes more money than Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, all of those guys. So I say all that to say this. The money that Canelo was looking for, they can easily come up with that money. Floyd Mayweather got it.
Well, listen, let me put it this way to you. If he makes, what did he say, $300 million a month?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm 6'4" and 240. And I know I'm 5'8" and a half and 240. So there you go. There's no way. If he makes $3 million a month on his investments, that's a lot. $36 million a year. That's a lot. So I know guys that are worth, $500-600 million, plenty of them, and they don't make $36 million a year, let alone $300 million a month. So there you go.
At the same time, Chael isn't just roasting Floyd, he's roasting the entire sport's financial storytelling. Then he pivots into the contract chaos, pointing out how Floyd announcing multiple fights around the supposed Tyson matchup would drive any promoter insane, because in the fight business, timing and exclusivity are everything, and that's where the irony hits hard. Chael notes Floyd accusing Showtime of shady business practices.
Even like when my children, all 4 of my children are adults, and I told them, no more handouts. Because I feel like I'm hurting my children just by, I give them money, they go shopping, they put gas in their car, they party, they come back, I need money, I give them money, I buy them houses, I buy them cars. Told them, listen, if you guys go to school or you work in one of my businesses, then you can branch off, get your own business, and I'll put the money up to help you start a business, but I need you guys to take what I've already started and triple and double that, and then I need my grandchildren to come behind you guys and do the same thing.
While critics accuse Floyd's own promotion of similar confusion with Logan Paul, suddenly the narrative becomes a hall of mirrors where everyone thinks someone else is the villain. Yet here's the funny contradiction: Chael unintentionally highlights people can question Floyd's finances, doubt the paydays, argue about contracts, or roll their eyes at exhibitions, but the second Mayweather's name appears on a fight poster, the entire combat sports world still stops and pays attention.
I brought him over while Floyd was, incarcerated.
Yeah.
Then he comes home. There's the Let's Get Floyd Back in Pocket campaign that goes on, where it's $300,000 chains being bought and buying him the new Lamborghini and all these new things, and I'm sitting there going, yo, when you gonna give me the money?
Because you had already invested.
Right, like when you gonna give me your half of the money back? But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail. Right. So it's like, let him cool his heels before he...
Was that in the millions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you sitting there big, and I'm like, yo, so when... But see, the fighters are an asset in themselves. They are that talent, regardless. Right. So I'm looking at him going, so there ain't no pressure there, but I'm saying, when is he going to say he wants to, to give me the other half of it? Why I got to ask you for it?
Right.
And then when he...
Are we talking over $2 million?
It's about that.
Oh, okay.
At that point, it was, invested in.
All right.
So look, he goes, when he finally does bring up the actual the situation, he acted like he didn't know anything. Like, I didn't tell y'all to do that. I didn't tell you to do that. Oh, man. And I'm looking at him, and he looked in my face and he told me...
Chael's son and already tossed gasoline on the whole Floyd might be broke conversation, but then Jason Whitlock and that panel jump in, and the discussion suddenly turns into a full-blown roundtable of financial detectives, and him sitting there like, wow, we've officially gone from fight analysis to forensic accounting with boxing gloves on. Whitlock starts the whole thing by leaning into Shannon Sharpe and Oasis theory that Floyd unretiring is basically about chasing a massive payday and the moment. Those names like Canelo, Manny Pacquiao and Terence Crawford start getting thrown around, you can feel the business angle immediately. Shannon saying those are the only fights that could generate the type of money Floyd might want. That's not just speculation, that's basically the celebrity super fight menu. But then Whitlock jumps in with that Rocky movie reference, why do you fight? And suddenly the conversation turns philosophical in the funniest way possible.
So the money's really gone.
Yeah, that's what you think. Just get the money, spend the money.
All that money.
It took, it's been 2 years.
So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like with the lifestyle, that money is gone, trust me. Now it's like, you call him, he'll be at your local hosting in a nightclub, because you need that action right now.
Do you think he step back in the ring?
I think you got to right now.
Floyd built an entire brand around the idea that money equals success, literally changing from pretty boy to money, and Whitlock points out the brutal irony when your entire image is built on wealth. Any rumor about financial trouble becomes a headline hurricane. Then Dre adds a more grounded angle, saying the real issue isn't what Floyd earned, it's what we don't know about liquidity, assets, liabilities, taxes, lifestyle, basically the financial iceberg under the flashy Instagram photos. Meanwhile, the panel throws in jokes about gamblers going broke, IRS bills, luxury spending, and suddenly Floyd's career looks less like a victory lap and more like a complicated puzzle. Yet here's the part that makes me laugh: while half the panel's questioning the logic of watching a nearly 50-year-old fighter step back into the ring, the other half quietly admits something every fight fan knows deep down: if Floyd Mayweather actually announces a fight with someone like Crawford, Canelo, or even Pacquiao again, everybody.
Oh, name another boxer besides myself that's more famous than Logan Paul.
Tyson Fury.
What? I want you to look up Tyson Fury, how many followers, and look up how many followers Logan Paul has.
Logan Paul, 56 million. Tyson Fury, 4 million.
So 50 compared to 4 something. I can fight a fighter right now, guarantee myself 35 million. Or me and Logan Paul can go out and entertain and have fun and make 100 million or more. So if you were me, you gotta look at 35 million for 12 rounds and 100 for 6 rounds.
Whitlock and that panel already turned the Floyd comeback story into a financial courtroom drama, but then Andre Ward slides into the conversation and the tone changes immediately from hot take speculation to fighter level reflection. And honestly, that contrast hits different. Ward basically opens by reminding everyone he's always respected Floyd's work ethic, and in nodding, because that part often gets lost when people only focus on the flash. Ward says the glitz, the cars, the jets, all of that was part of the Mayweather brand, but underneath it there was always a gym rat who never skipped the grind. And when Ward admits he's torn about this comeback, you can feel the honesty there, because he's not attacking Floyd like the rumor mill has been doing. He's saying something deeper: boxing becomes part of your identity. When Ward explains that the adrenaline, the attention, the massive fight night checks create a feeling that regular life can't replicate.
Exhibition against Gotti last Saturday, a real the crowd booing in the arena at the end. But in the middle of the second round, Floyd literally had the referee swapped out. He didn't like that the referee told him to stop hitting behind the head. Floyd is used to having the refs do whatever he wants, and he wasn't getting his way this time. It was so embarrassing. Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse. Your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen.
Insight only a former champion can deliver. Then he pivots to the Pacquiao rematch, and suddenly the analyst in me wakes up again. Ward points out something interesting: older fighters sometimes create more action because they can't rely on constant movement like they once did. Less foot speed, more exchanges, and that idea alone flips the narrative. People keep repeating about this fight being automatically boring, but the tension Ward keeps circling back to is the real danger of age. Your mind still thinks you're the same fighter while your body quietly disagrees. That line alone explains half the tragedies boxing has ever seen. Yet even while Ward admits he'd prefer both legends relaxing on a beach somewhere enjoying retirement, he also admits curiosity wins again, because when two icons with unfinished history step back into the ring, the entire fight world watches, whether we plan to or not.
$1.8 million.
$1.8 million watch.
$1.8 million, dude?
You're the first to see it.
That's insane. That
1.8 is high. 18 life.
That happy birthday, champ.
That's how we doing.
1 point. That is sick, dude.
But
Wow.
you gotta show him what he say.
Money green.
No,
Hold
sure.
on, hold on, hold on. This watch was made specifically for the champ, Floyd Money Mayweather. One of one piece.
One of one. One of one.
Money team.
Can we see it on him?
Yes, sir.
That one of one. $1.8 million.
It's a one of one.
I love that.
And when you step back and look at this whole situation from a distance, it honestly feels like four completely different realities colliding at the same time. Joe Rogan is questioning the financial empire narrative. Chael Sonnen is ripping apart the mythology of boxing paydays. Whitlock's panel is dissecting the business and lifestyle side of the story. And then Andre Ward comes in with the fighter perspective, reminding everyone that this sport gets into your DNA in a way money alone can't replace. One side of the debate says Floyd's comeback is about chasing another massive payday. Another side says the financial rumors are exaggerated gossip, and Ward's take quietly reminds us that sometimes fighters return because the spotlight, the competition, and the adrenaline are things normal life just can't recreate. That's the real tension here: legacy versus longevity, business versus passion, and whether people believe Floyd is chasing money, chasing history, or just chasing that feeling of being money. Mayweather again. The truth is the conversation itself proves his influence, because look around, everyone is debating, arguing, analyzing every angle of this comeback, and that's exactly the gravitational pull legends have on the sport.
New contract, you wanted no extensions. That's one thing.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
that's one thing.
Okay. What was one of them? The ability to box?
One of them was the ability to box. They said that wasn't an option. Boxing is dead. It's not possible. This and that.
Now, what does that feel like to you, knowing that Conor McGregor did it and fought Floyd Mayweather and made $100 million?
Yes, gentlemen, let's do this.
A bitch, nigga, that's that shit I don't like. Nah. Sneak designs, that's that shit I don't like.
Alright everyone, stay tuned for the latest in boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to Legacy Round and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.